Welcome to another episode of The Daily Practice. The window is open, the request lines are open, the hourglass is flipped, and the sand is falling. Let's get to work. Here he is, our troubadour, Nathan Moore.
Oh, thank you.
Give up, gonna wanna call all in, gonna get so tired, gonna reach the end, gonna get picked up, the universe is your friend, you're gonna see yourself starting over again. The older I get, the more I'm sure you never know when you want some more. You can hold some things on high if you like, but you really ought to get them on the floor. Woo! You're gonna hate your friends, you're gonna hate your town, you're gonna go forever with no one around. Come another day, like light through a shade, surrounded by loved ones, you're gonna feel so brave. The older I get, the more I'm sure you never know when you want some more. You can hold some things on high if you like, but you really ought to get them on the floor. The older I get, the more I'm sure you never know when you want some more. You can hold some things on high if you like, but you really ought to get them on the floor, 'cause you really get to know them on the floor. Why must every silver lining have a cloud? One day I'm walking 6 inches off the ground, the next I'm walking 6 feet down. Why must every silver lining have a cloud? Aren't we brave? We are so brave. With the time we spend and the time we save, every ray of hope casts a shadow of doubt. But there's one thing I know for sure that I haven't figured out. Why must every silver lining have a cloud? One day I'm walking 6 inches off the ground, the next I'm walking 6 feet down. Why must every silver lining have a cloud? say, oh, they say, you can't have one without the other day. Okay, I give them that, but don't they think there should be something someday, somewhere, that is just plain good? Why must every silver lining have a cloud? One day I'm walking 6 inches off the ground, the next I'm walking 6 feet down. Why must every silver lining, why must every silver lining have a cloud? One day I'm walking 6 inches off the ground, the next I'm walking 6 feet down. Why must every silver lining, why must every silver lining, why must every silver lining have a cloud? Welcome to practice. Good to see everybody. Hope everything's going good out there. Hope the sound is right. Just let me know if anything's amiss. I keep jumping back and forth between recording stuff and streaming stuff, and it's very, very different settings for both things. So sometimes I forget to hit certain buttons, and it gets a little weird. But then we figure that out and we fix it. You're my ears. Hello, my ears. Good to see you. All right. Do we make any decisions last night about the big set coming up? I feel like we're still sort of working with Kethra's original set list, but there was a suggestion not to go right into Down to the Wire out of Who Am I as the opener. I don't know. There's still some questions in that regard. I'm trying to think of the songs on the list that I definitely should play a few times this week before we get into next week, where I think I'm going to try to play the set every night for at least 30 minutes of each practice will be my set that I will be performing at the Ciderworks, Sagebird Ciderworks in Harrisonburg on May 17th. Big show coming up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll be handing out some nickels. All right, let's take a look at the request list so far, though. Back to work. All right, Get Us Out of Here was on the list. It does need some work. Back in 15 minutes. All right. At Night, Out of My Mind, yes. Red Sky on piano, Rollaway Bed, Iowa. All right, this sounds like fun. Let's just do this. Get Us Out of Here is actually on the proposed set list, just mostly because Percy is going to be at the show. They allow dogs, so we're psyched about that. So we got to sing Percy's song, and he'll have his chance to be like, that song's about me. But it is a song that I do not exactly know what the arrangement is for the solo troubadour version. It was on Dandelion Killers, but it was a full production with drums and bass and everything. So still haven't figured out how to sell this thing as a folk singer. Oh, hey, we got the brothers Howdy Shell actually that are promoting the show, that are doing the show in Harrisonburg. I don't know if you guys have caught wind. I'm actually going to be doing their podcast as well, I believe, on the 13th. Tuesday night they do a podcast that's on YouTube. It's not live, right? It's not a live stream. Y'all do something and put it up later, I'm thinking. But yeah, I'm dedicating the next 2 weeks to my set at the Sagebird Ciderworks show. Next week, each night, I'm going to try to perform. This week, we're coming up with what the set is going to be. And then next week, each night for a half hour, I'll perform my set. Never done anything like this before, but It's going to be fun. All right, I'm just going to play this version straight in the key of B flat, trying that sort of a new key for it, but we'll talk afterwards. Gotcha. So it won't be a live stream, but we'll provide everybody links to check out the podcast. They do a fun. It's bingo is life. I'm just getting my brain. I'll know a lot more after than I know going in. Sometimes I like it that way. But I think there's going to be bingo. It's at an arcade. I don't. Do those really still exist? I don't know. I'll find out. And then they talk to people afterwards. I don't know. Am I right? Am I in the ballpark? Hey, Abe, good to see you, buddy. The last song I wrote, thought that was the one that was gonna get us out of here. So I sang my heart out and I put it online. It's got 64 views. I got some email news to the precious few who choose to pay me some mind. I think I did it. I finally did it last time. How do you know you're broke? How do you know you're fine? How do you know your joke is funny? If everybody's crying in the junkyard, I found a car, the one I thought would get us out of here. Gave them all our money, now it's out on the lawn. It's a 64 Chevy, the back seat's empty. There's a cactus on the engine, in the trunk there's a daisy. We've been fogging up the windows. People say we're too far gone. But how do you know you're broke? How do you know you're fine? How do you know your joke is funny when everybody's crying? Whoa, whoa. Mercy, got a puppy named Percy. He's the one who's gonna get us out of here. He's got a head with wings, I can just picture him flying. He knows 64 tricks, his favorite toys are sticks. And you know, I bet he'd bite a burglar's behind. He's got no idea we haven't got a dime. How do you know you're broke? How do you know you're fine? How do you know your joke is funny when everybody's crying? How do you know you're broke? How do you know you're fine? How do you know your joke is funny when everybody's crying? Whoa. All right, so that was a pretty straight version of it. Welcome to practice, folks. Let's talk just for a second here. I won't get too into the weeds on it, but I want to know. Thank you, tech support. Good to see your face in here. Great song, great dog, he says. I just expected Percy to come running down at any moment. Now, the first thought is after the first chorus, I always like the everybody's crying. Whoa. But my two problems with my whoa-whoas is one, before the harmonica solo section, which I don't know what the harmonica's doing yet, but if I go whoa-whoa after the second chorus into the solo, the harmonica can't come in at the top right on the one. So like harmonica coming in right on the one would be like, when everybody's crying. So there's that thought. Now the idea that we just came up with the other night was after the first chorus going straight into the second verse. But tonight, when I tried to do it, I ended up having to leave an extra bar of space because it felt too hurried. I don't know. There was no ginger between the bites of sushi. I got a little confused. So that was first chorus going into the second verse. How do you know? How do you know? I can't do it out of context. And I don't know if this is the right key. I did it because when Kether was coming up with the set list, all the songs had the capo right here on the 3rd fret. So I was like, well, let's see what Percy's song sounds like right there. Actually called Get Us Out of Here. How do you know you're broke? How do you know you're fine? How do you know your joke is funny when everybody's crying? In the junkyard, I found the car, the one I thought would get us out of here. There's a lot of questions. I'm just putting this out there into the ether so it can answer my prayer as I sleep, unless any of you have any ideas. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Dargazar is in the house. What's up? Boy, that chorus wants a harmony so bad. It could be sold so easily with a harmony. The original key was in C, which is, I guess, a step up, a whole step. In the junkyard, I found a car, the one I thought would get us out of here. Gave them all our money, now it's out on the lawn. It's a 64 Chevy, the back seat's empty. There's a cactus on the engine, in the trunk there's a daisy. We've been fogging up the windows, people say we're too far gone. How do you know you're broke? How do you know you're fine? How do you know your joke is funny when everybody's crying? Guy, I agree. Guy says going straight into the verse sounds weird and rushed. The key has some promise. I agree. I wonder what the move is. Maybe I could just commit to the whoa-whoas. Everybody's crying every time. Whoa! So if I just whoa-whoa'd every time and then did a couple of bars clean and then start singing, then when the solo comes, like it would be the same format as the verse, where it just whoa. No, you're broke. How do you How do you know your joke is funny when everybody's crying? Oh, I don't know what to do. It's such a this dilemma has haunted me. This is why the song didn't get sung more often. Everybody's crying. Whoa, whoa. Oh, I'm so confused. All right, but it's healthy to talk about it. I feel like I'll think about it more tonight. We'll try it again tomorrow. I'll let you know what I come up with. But you guys now know the issues. It'll make talking about it even easier next time. Back to the request. You dig the woes every time? Every time? I get a strange feeling, one that won't let me go, that the sky's about to open, steal me away and close. Back in 15 minutes, write a letter. Back in 15 minutes, write a song. Back in 15 minutes, write a novel. Back in 15 minutes, right or wrong. Where there's smoke, there's a motel burning. There's fire in the eyes of the musician. And the road is hopefully forever turning, like the world is spinning. Back in 15 minutes, write a letter. Back in 15 minutes, write a song. Back in 15 minutes, write a novel. Back in 15 minutes, right or wrong. St. Peter, here's all my money, let's forget you saw me. Just put me back in what I had on. And we'll blame it on dreams and running, oh, from the new day, from the new dawn. Back in 15 minutes, write a letter. Back in 15 minutes, write a song. Back in 15 minutes, write a novel. Back in 15 minutes, right or wrong. step out towards the ceiling. Had some unfinished business upstairs. Shouldn't take long at all. Wild man like me with a couple of squares. Back in 15 minutes, write a letter. Back in 15 minutes, write a song. Back in 15 minutes, write a novel. Back in 15 minutes, right or wrong. Had its moments. Nice request. Good to see you, Noah. How you been? Once the blue is turned to black, after love has had its heart attack, I pull the curtains back. At night, the world is mine. Once the sun hides its eyes beneath the moon, under starry skies, that's when I rise. At night, the world is mine. Once the town sound asleep, that's when I laugh, that's when I weep. Oh, for going deep. At night, the world is mine. I awoke in a land of dreams, stuffed and sewed along the seams. All my life, this is how I feel, and I have no idea now if I'm real. Once the din of the city pales next to the songs of the nightingale, oh, that never fades. At night, the world is mine. if I'm real. Nice request. I still have to work on the timing of that spoken intro, but I love having another shot at it. Magpie says, Nathan, I just can't with the spoken word at the beginning. Hi, everyone. I just got home. Welcome to practice. I don't know. Any votes? Should we take a poll? I hear you. But I feel like I haven't nailed it yet, so I can't abandon it until I do it the way I sort of feel it. I feel like you're voting on the wrong color. Once the blue is turned to black, after love has had its heart attack, once the blue is turned to black. Let me hold. Give me a second. Once the blue is turned to black. Oh, I see. Once the blue is turned to black, after love has had its heart attack, I'll pull the curtains back. Once the blue is turned to black, after love has had its heart attack, I'll pull the curtains back. Once the blue is turned to black, after love has had its heart attack. See, it's so hard to, because I'm squeezing the phrasing, but then I don't know how to make the. I need to like record the music. Wait, hold on. Once the blue is turned to black, after love has had its heart attack, I pull the curtains back. At night, the world is mine. After love has had its heart attack. Wait. Once the blue is turned to black, after love has had its heart attack, I pull the curtains back. At night, the world is mine. It is tough. Any other thoughts? All right, back to work.
Nathan, are you practicing down there?
100%, so hard.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yes, it does. Oh my goodness, there's so many songs in here. Guy says the words are so stubby when you speak them instead of sing them. Stubby. Maybe I flip it, and the idea would be that I more sing it at the beginning and don't do the guitar. Just like, once the blue just turn to black. After love has had its heart attack, I pull the curtains back at night. The world is mine. Once the town is sound asleep. All right, these are good thoughts. Good thoughts. I'll think on it extra hard and more patiently when I'm time stamping later. Okay, let's see what should be next. Guess we can mix it up and head on over to the piano now for Rebecca's request for Red Sky. Y'all keep talking about it, though. I want to know what you think. Produce this track. You're the producer. So singing, but not really playing the guitar part. Remember, all of this is to save that verse, because the arrangement has too many verses in it unless we figure out some novel way to express that at the beginning. That's the goal of the game. That used to be the last verse. But once you get into the body of the song with a harmonica break, it just doesn't want two more verses. Don't belong here. You can't say yes if you can't say no. You can't sit still and watch them grow. How are you? You're looking down, what's up? Been drinking fire from a purple cup. The moon is in Venus. Venus is inside, giving all the lonely ones their reason to hide, and banging on the beds in the alley of the sides, and hanging from the limbs in the valley of the gods. Red sky, yellow line, apple pie, friends of mine. This time, this war, you don't belong here. Red sky, yellow line, apple pie, friends of mine. This time, this war, this time, this war. like sand through a drinking glass, all eyes for two, watching two get married and turn the sky to blue. Inside and outside, the birds are flying far. This way to the Bowery boys, ready your scars. Red sky, yellow line, apple pie, friends of mine. This time this war, this time this war. Red sky, yellow line, apple pie, friends of mine. This time this war. You don't belong here. Red sky, yellow line, apple pie, friends of mine. This time this war. You don't belong here. Red sky, yellow line, apple pie, friends of mine. This time this war, this time this war. Ooh. There's so many harmonies I hear in my head. I just need to play in public. You guys have to come sing them. You're the orchestra. You have to come. Red sky, yellow line, red sky. Oh, that's the gold. Pretty sure that's Brad's harmony. Red sky. Hey, Carl, you're late. Just getting you right on time. Perfect. We got into the weeds on a couple of tunes. Don't worry, you didn't miss much, although we missed your input. All right, let's see here. Rollaway Bed's on here. Oh, it's rough. It's so hard sometimes. It's so funny how easy it is sometimes and how hard it is sometimes. A-E-I-O-U, dun, 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 dun. Good morning, star screwers, moon chewers, horn blowers. Looky what grew, what seed took hold. Spring peepers, deep sleepers, the tiny grain of a true believer's been planted by a toe. Let's get this show on the road. Giddy up, don't look down, I'm letting go. Full speed ahead on a rollaway bed. Oh, explanation. I leapt beneath your tree, but you were just about out of reach. I slept beneath and dreamt about us falling and landing in a sentence right at the writer's feet. Giddy up, don't look down, I'm letting go. Full speed ahead on a rollaway bed. We sat a while at the end of the rainbow. What they say isn't true, still is something you don't know. From the sheets we made a sail and waited for the wind to blow. Now we're hopping north and back and forth on our own little tornado. Giddy up, don't look down, I'm letting go. Full speed ahead on a rollaway bed. Show enders, soul sailors, heart tailors, prisons of the mind bailers. Cuddle up, this puddle's got room for everyone. Show enders, mind benders, garden rolls, and legal tenders. Someday we'll look back and say, oh, what a run. Giddy up, don't look down, I'm letting go. Full speed ahead on a rollaway bed. That was a sweet spot. Sometimes you get those little musical bubbles. Lex and I, with the whole other, it's almost the whole point of the project is to find that sweet spot and then just stay there for like 20 minutes. Let's just live here for a while. It doesn't have to go anywhere. In fact, I don't want to go anywhere. Now that we're here, I don't want to go anywhere. Oh, I can't wait, Brothers Howdy Show. Well, it looks like we're out of time here, folks. We did it again. Oh, man. Do need a leaving song to get out of here. It was a fun practice. And still experimenting with how far into the weeds we should be going. I don't know. It's such a tough call. It's on brand for the daily practice, but could be quite tedious for new ears that don't know exactly what's going on. So I don't know. But it's all a work in progress. Trust the process. But I do really value y'all's input and ideas, and so many good things come from those breakdowns. R. Gray, welcome to the show. Almost feel like ending with a Percy song. Get us out of here. Let me take one last look at y'all's request. So many great requests that I did not get to. I appreciate y'all. Sorry about that. Why don't we end with a little honeybee? Sounds nice. I feel like I've figured something out with the guitar and the looper. For the geeks out there, the internal volume, I had it to where it was just like on one, and then I had this going, so I could always bring it up if I needed more. But I realized that there was something wrong with that. So now it's up around 6 or 7. And I feel like that the looping is just more like a that sounds to me sort of like what it sounded like going in. Sit by me sad, sit by me sorry. Whatever you have, you don't have to worry. Now just try to relax. This too shall pass, no hurry. I know it's a drag, seems like there's always a season like we never had. We both know the reason that it ain't so bad. In fact, sometimes it's downright easy. And as long as we stay together, we'll always have forever. And all the lousy weather can just let it out. You just get it out. Flower to flower, come on, honey. Let's use our superpowers. As long as we stay together, we'll always have forever. And all the lousy weather can just get it out. You just let it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, I still feel a little bad leaving all those men on bass. Such great requests. I'll try to talk less tomorrow night and play more. I just love all of it. Man, so many questions, so many answers. We got more answers than questions. What are we gonna do with these leftovers? We gotta match them all up, see which ones don't belong to any questions at all. Those are the answers we want. I'll be back tomorrow night like clockwork. You can set your geyser to me. Sync up your sundial. You guys keep up the good work out there. Give them heaven. Show mercy. Be silly. Be honest. Always trust your Kate.